Jo Cox was shot and stabbed and ultimately killed today during a break she was taking in Burstall, West Yorkshire. And about 4 hours after the event took place, she was pronounced dead or confirmed to have become deceased. Now, it's so hard to express any type of just outright frustration, at least towards it being her in particular, because I really honestly had never heard of her before. And I just have no type of background with her prior to this. But, we can all recognize there's a tragedy here and certainly something that bothers me. And I'm not bothered by it just because, you know, it's someone that I didn't know dying and I wish I could have known about them when they were alive or heard of them under better circumstances. I'm upset with the fact that we've had continued gun violence within the U.S. and it's apparently spreading to other countries. Not only that, but you also have a guy who, this man is 52, she was 41. Another thing, a young lady or just young person who didn't get to, in my view, live their life to the fullest, because obviously no one wants to die at 41 or younger than that for the most part, that was as productive as she was or seemed to be aiming towards a future and just being productive. And it just, that's really the saddest part about that you have someone who, in my view, just would never take their own life, having their life taken. And it reminds me of the thing in Orlando. It reminds me of the Christina Grimmie thing. The alligator thing was a little bit different. I'm only equating it to that because those three events happened in that one city. But I'm just stating that this scares me more than probably those three combined, because you could kind of form this consensus of, oh, maybe things are a little different over there at this time. They'll get better later. This is a whole other country, and it's still bad where we have gun violence and shootings and just acts of aggression towards people that really there's no need to be upset with in such a way where you want to take their life. Now the guy is reported to have screamed out "Britain first," apparently referencing a far right, the far right Britain First party. Just, that might be what he was referencing. We don't know for sure yet. And that's the case. That's even worse. Now it's political. It was probably political anyway, but it's, we have to get to a point where politics does not cause us to hate people, as I've seen with both sides. And unfortunately, that extends far beyond the U.S., which resulted in this killing today. What's worse about all of this is that the last time you had a sitting member of parliament apparently murdered was back in 1990 with Ian Gow, who had a bomb explode in his car. When you have these long gaps where no one gets killed, you start to think it's over, that it's done. And, I read a little bit on him. He was very just sort of mellowed out with his security, kind of lax a little bit. Obviously, he had standard security, but he didn't up it until that happened, or he didn't up it rather, and that happened as a result. I think this is the same thing where we have a natural trust in us as human beings that gets exploited too often. In this case, it cost somebody's life, and that's the worst part of the whole story. My just sympathies go out to the Cox family, and I certainly hope her two children, who are ages 3 and 5, can move on past this. This is actually the second killing this within the last month or so where someone who was young died, and they had young children as well, if I can recall. The other person was a sports player that passed away a short time ago, and was just had a young child as well. And that's always bad, to leave behind people and have them have to deal with this. But it is what it is, and I really hope they're able to heal from her passing, and that there is some type of justice for this act. So thank you for watching and have a good day.